Hey guys, Dan from the Fishing Guru. So lately we've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on magnet fishing, and apart from all the clickbait titles, which we vow not to do, it's kind of sparked my interest. So it's just something a little bit different. We're going to give it a crack. I've gone out and I've bought myself just a cheap one, just a cheap near-medium magnet. Just to see how we go, and then obviously we'll upgrade later if it works out for us. So one thing that I have found on YouTube though is there's not a lot of videos showing you how to set them up. So what we've done is we've done a lot of research. We've been watching a lot of videos looking for areas of opportunity that might help us set ours up a slightly better way, hopefully. And we thought we'd show you guys how we set ours up. And then obviously we'll have some more videos to come actually putting it into action. So to start off with, we've got our magnet, of course. So this is just a cheap 120 pound, I think it is, or about 60 kilo one off of eBay. It was reasonably cheap. It was like 20 or 25 bucks. I thought it was a good starting point. We're not looking to drag any car bodies or motorbikes or, oh my God, the police got called, blah, blah, blah. None of that stuff. We're just going to have a bit of a throw in the local river and see what pops up. So yeah, we'll do that. Another thing we've got is we've just got some basic sort of multi-purpose rope. This one here is 6mm. I got this for two reasons, the 6mm specifically. One is because it's big enough that you can easily pull it with a bit of weight without cutting into your hands, unlike sort of the 4mm polyprop or whatever I see a lot of people use. And also it's not too big as well. So I've seen a lot of videos where they just use this really big rope and it's huge and it's very difficult to sort of, throw your magnet out and all that sort of stuff. So this just seemed like the right sort of thickness for us to be able to use. So just a quick butting, guys. So just another reason why we chose this particular rope, I forgot to mention, was I talked about the size, the physical size of it, but what I didn't talk to was the length. So 15 meters is approximately 45 feet for you guys in the US. So I figured with what we're going to do for it, that's obviously a really good length of rope to be playing with, and also the breaking strength as well. So like I said before, our magnet is rated to about 120 pounds or about 60 kilos. This one's actually rated to closer to 330 pounds. So if we do upgrade to a 300 pound magnet later on down the track, we're already good to go, which is sort of the next step for us. So back to the real video. As far as attaching it goes, we were initially just going to tie it directly to the magnet, which, we may end up doing as well. But I thought it would be better to have a mediator in between, so something that I could connect this to securely, but also that would allow the magnet maximum movement. So we went to our local hardware store and we actually found this. So this is just like a carabiner. It's 316 grade stainless steel, so it's the same as the magnet and the fittings on the magnet as well. So it means that it's not going to react with the material of the magnet being the same material. It's not going to cause it to rust, which can sometimes happen if you were to put aluminium onto stainless, for example. One can cause the other to oxidize, so it's not going to do that. Two, it's also not going to rust, or theoretically it shouldn't rust on us. So I thought that was an advantage. Now, this one here I specifically chose, one, because it's got the loop, which is actually fully enclosed, so it means that our rope's going to stay there. Hopefully, the theory is the rope will stay there and the magnet will stay there, and then we're not going to restrict that movement. The other reason why I got this one is because it's actually got, I don't know how well you can see it, we'll move it a bit closer. It's actually got this little locking attachment. So it just sort of, it's a standard carabiner style clip, but it's actually got the locking attachment. And in the SES, we actually used to use something very similar to these. They were weight rated, of course, but it's just that extra level of security to make sure it's not going to accidentally come undone. So that's why we've selected that one. A couple other little things as well. There's a little bit of Superglue. The reason why I've got the Superglue is I've seen a lot of videos where the magnet will actually come unscrewed. So we don't want that to happen to us, especially not on the first outing. So I'm hoping just a little bit of Superglue in there will keep it all together. And then just a screwdriver just to help secure it. So to start off with, I think I might just super glue the magnet. That'll give that a minute or so to adhere. So I'm just unscrewing it. There's a little screw that actually goes through the magnet. I don't know if you can see it very well. Basically, there's a little screw there that goes through the magnet, and then that screws into the eye bolt. So I'm just going to put a little bit of super glue on that, and then we'll fix that up. So just a little bit sort of around the thread. Shouldn't need too much. It just provides a little bit of extra bond, that's all. So you could use something like a 2-part epoxy as well. Obviously you need to allow for a much longer drying time. We'll tighten it up by hand, and then I've just got the screwdriver just to give it that little extra bit. So that's pretty secure. I mean, the reality is that's pretty secure by itself, but we have seen a couple come awry in other videos, and we don't want that to happen to us. So alright, next thing we'll do is we'll just attach our clip to our rope. So in a couple of our videos, we've shown you guys a figure 8 knot. We're basically going to do the same to this one. We're going to do what we call figure 8 on the loop or figure 8 on the bite. So the idea is you want to give yourself a decent tag. You know, maybe that's probably just over a foot, foot and a half. And then we'll create our figure 8, which is essentially creating a loop. Let's get a little bit closer. And then we go around, all the way around the rope, and then back through again. And that's actually not going to work for this one, I've just realised. Bear with me, guys. What we have to do is we have to do a single one instead of a loop. So, and then we feed it back through. So what we do for this one, it's exactly the same. You sort of have your loop there. You go all the way around, and then you feed it back through. Alright, and the reason why it's called a figure 8 is if you can see there, it actually looks like the number 8, the way that it's crossed over. Now leave that nice and loose, you'll see why in a second. So what we do from here, and the reason why the other one wouldn't work is because we actually have to feed this through here. Now if this clip didn't have that fully enclosed hook or that fully enclosed loop in there, the loop would have been fine. We could have just fed the clip through the loop itself, but today that's not the case. So all we've done is we've just fed it through the eyelet. That's the word I was looking for. And then you basically follow your original knot through. This is why we left it loose, guys. So you follow your original knot around. Just wherever the rope went, you basically do the reverse of it. Just like so. Bear with me. I can do these 100 at a time normally. It's just working for the cameras a little bit trickier. And I'll show you a little bit better. Don't be disheartened by the hands in the way, guys. Alright, so you can see here that we've just basically followed our knot through. Alright, you want to tighten that one up as tight as you can. And then if you've got a little bit of tag, you can do what we call a half hitch or a couple of half hitches just to lock it off. That'll give you a little bit extra strength and also make sure that that knot doesn't come undone. So to do a half hitch, you basically fold it around the main line and then feed it back through the loop that you just created. Alright, and if you've got enough, just do as many of those as you can up the line until you run out of tag. And I think if we're lucky, we might get a second one here. I'll grab some pliers in a second and confirm. Yeah, no, we're not going to get a second one. I should have done a little bit longer tag, but you can see there that it's just locked it off, and it's not going to go anywhere, and you figure out it's not going to come undone. So from there, we'll just undo the clip, hook it onto our magnet, make sure that you tighten it up again. Now, I'm not going to glue this one on because I want the option of being able to interchange later on if I do get a bigger one. But you can lock it on. If that's not the case for you, you can just put a little bit of glue in there or a bit of epoxy or something. So, but I'm pretty confident that there is actually going to do the trick for us. As you can see, it doesn't restrict movement at all. That magnet's free to basically do whatever the heck it likes. It's going to be nice and strong. What I might do in a minute is I might actually just loosen this off and get myself an extra couple of half hitches in the tag, just in case. But apart from that, keep an eye out for other videos without the clickbait title. Cheers for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks.